Imagine saving hundreds of thousands of dollars on future college expenses completely tax-free. A 529 plan offers incredible tax advantages for education savings. These plans are state-sponsored investment vehicles designed to help families save for education costs. They were established under Section 529 of the Internal Revenue Code in 1996. Since then, their popularity has grown significantly. By 2023, there were over 15 million 529 accounts nationwide, holding more than $450 billion in assets. This substantial growth shows how many people trust these plans. One primary benefit is the federal tax treatment. Contributions to a 529 plan are made with after-tax dollars. However, the earnings on your investments grow federally tax-deferred. Then, when withdrawals are made for qualified education expenses, they are completely federal income tax-free. This means you do not pay federal income tax on the interest, dividends, or capital gains earned within the account. That is a massive financial advantage over a regular taxable investment account. Think of it like a Roth IRA, but specifically for education funding. This tax efficiency can save a family tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over an 18-year savings period. A 5% annual return on a $100,000 investment would generate over $140,000 in earnings over 18 years. If this sum was taxed at 15% capital gains tax annually, it would significantly diminish the final balance. But with a 529 plan, this entire amount of earnings remains untouched by federal income tax when used for education. This is a game changer for long-term wealth accumulation, dedicated to learning for millions of students across all 50 states. Qualified education expenses are quite broad, including tuition and fees required for enrollment at an eligible educational institution. This covers colleges, universities, vocational schools, and even some foreign institutions that participate in federal student aid programs. Books, supplies, and equipment required for enrollment are also covered, even reasonable costs for room and board count if the student is enrolled at least half-time. This includes both on-campus and off-campus housing expenses up to a certain limit, which cannot exceed the greater of the institution's allowance for room and board or the actual amount charged by the institution if the student lives in institution-owned or operated. Housing. For instance, if a university's room and board allowance is $12,000 per year, then up to $12,000 can be withdrawn tax-free for that purpose. Computer technology, internet access, and related services are also qualified if primarily used for the student's education during enrollment. This includes a new laptop, an internet subscription or specialized software. Special needs services required by a special needs beneficiary also qualify for tax-free treatment. This helps families with specific needs immensely, ensuring every dollar contributes to their child's unique educational journey. These broad definitions prevent many unexpected costs from becoming taxable events for diligent savers. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 expanded the definition of qualified expenses. Now up to $10,000 per year per beneficiary can be used for K-12 elementary or secondary school tuition. This offers a new level of flexibility for families wanting to save for private school. A family with 3 children in private school could theoretically use $30,000 annually from their 529 plans without federal tax penalties for that purpose. This covers a significant portion of average private school tuition, which can often exceed $15,000 per year, making it a valuable resource for many. Additionally, the Secure Act 2.0, enacted in 2022, introduced another major change. Starting in 2024, account owners can roll over up to $35,000 from a 529 plan to a Roth IRA for the same beneficiary. This rollover is subject to certain conditions. The 529 plan must have been open for at least 15 years. And the rollover amount is limited to the aggregate of 529 contributions and earnings up to the Roth IRA annual contribution limit, which is $6,500 for 2023 and $7,000 for 2024. This new rule addresses the concern of oversaving for college and offers a valuable escape hatch if the beneficiary does not use all the funds for education. Many parents previously worried about excess funds left in the account, which would otherwise incur a 10% penalty. Now they have a clear path for future retirement savings after their education needs are met. This offers unprecedented peace of mind for long-term planners. Beyond federal tax benefits, many states offer their own income tax deductions or credits for contributions to a 529 plan. This varies widely by state, 49 states, and the District of Columbia sponsor 529 plans. 34 states offer state income tax benefits for contributions. Some states, like New York or Colorado, offer a tax deduction for contributions made to any state's 529 plan. New York allows a deduction of up to $10,000 for married couples filing jointly. Other states, like Illinois or Michigan, offer deductions only for contributions made to their own state's plan. Illinois provides a deduction up to $20,000 for joint filers. Some states provide a matching grant or other incentives. For example, Indiana offers a 20% tax credit up to $1,000 for contributions. This means a family contributing $5,000 could receive a $1,000 state tax credit. It is crucial for parents to research their specific state's rules to maximize these additional savings. A contribution of $5,000 annually over 18 years could result in significant state tax savings alone, possibly totaling over $10,000, depending on the state and individual tax bracket. This adds another layer of financial incentive, making college savings even more appealing across the United States. These state benefits can easily pay for plan fees and administrative costs. Another powerful feature is the gift tax exclusion. Contributions to a 529 plan are considered completed gifts for federal gift tax purposes. This means you can contribute up to the annual gift tax exclusion amount without incurring gift tax or using up your lifetime gift tax exemption. For 2023, the annual gift tax exclusion is $17,000 per donor per beneficiary. A married couple could contribute $34,000 annually to one child's account without tax implications. An even more powerful strategy is the 5-year election. You can contribute up to 5 times the annual gift tax exclusion amount in a single year, and elect to treat it as if it were made over 5 years. So in 2023, a donor could contribute $85,000 to a 529 plan for one beneficiary and not incur gift tax. This is particularly useful for grandparents or wealthy individuals who want to front-load college savings and reduce their taxable estate. Assets held in a 529 plan are generally removed from the donor's taxable estate, providing substantial estate tax benefits. This can be a huge advantage for estate planning, transferring wealth efficiently across generations. It bypasses complex trust structures for education funding and simplifies the process. Flexibility is a key characteristic of these plans. If the original beneficiary decides not to attend college or receives a scholarship, the accountor can change the beneficiary to another eligible family member without tax consequences. Eligible family members include siblings, nieces, nephews, first cousins, and even the account owner themselves. This ensures the funds are used for education within the family. You can also roll over the funds to another 529 plan for the same beneficiary or a new one once every 12 months without penalty. This allows you to switch plans if you find one with better investment options or lower fees. The investment options within a 529 plan typically include age-based portfolios, which automatically adjust their asset allocation to become more conservative as the beneficiary approaches college age. They also offer static portfolios and individual fund options. Fees can vary widely between plans, so comparing expense ratios is important. Some plans have lower administrative fees than others, which can save hundreds of dollars over years of investing. These investment choices cater to various risk appetites, from very conservative to growth-oriented. What if the money is not used for qualified education expenses? This is a common concern. Non-qualified withdrawals are subject to federal income tax on the earnings portion. Plus, a 10% federal penalty tax generally applies to the earnings. So if you withdraw $20,000 and $5,000 of that is earnings, you would pay income tax on $5,000 plus a $500 federal penalty. There are exceptions to the 10% penalty. These include if the beneficiary dies, becomes disabled, or receives a scholarship that covers the amount of the withdrawal. Also, if the withdrawal is equal to the amount of military academy expenses or a qualified higher education expense for which the beneficiary received tax-free assistance, the penalty is waived. Understanding these exceptions is vital for avoiding unnecessary costs. For instance, a scholarship of $10,000 means up to $10,000 can be withdrawn penalty-free from the 529 plan. This alleviates some financial pressure during unexpected life events for hundreds of thousands of families each year. The impact on financial aid is often misunderstood. A 529 plan owned by a parent or dependent student is generally considered a parental asset on the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA. Parental assets are assessed at a maximum rate of 5.64%. This is much lower than student assets, which are assessed at 20%. So a parent-owned 529 plan has a relatively small impact on financial aid eligibility. For every $10,000 in a parent-owned 529 plan, a student's aid might be reduced by only $564. This is a modest reduction compared to other asset types. If a 529 plan is owned by a grandparent or other non-custodial person, distributions from that plan count as untaxed income to the student in the following year, potentially reducing financial aid. However, with the new FAFSA Simplification Act expected to be fully implemented by the 2024-2025 aid year, this treatment for grandparent-owned plans is expected to change, making them less impactful on aid. This is a significant positive development for families, offering more flexibility for extended family contributions without penalizing the student's eligibility for aid. There are two main types of 529 plans: education savings plans and prepaid tuition plans. Education savings plans allow you to save money in an investment account, and the value fluctuates based on market performance. Most 529 plans are education savings plans, comprising over 95% of all 529 assets. Prepaid tuition plans allow you to purchase future tuition credits at today's prices. They are generally sponsored by states and guarantee to cover a certain percentage of tuition at in-state public colleges, regardless of future tuition inflation. Some also allow for private or out-of-state college use. For example, a prepaid plan might guarantee 100% of tuition at a state university for a certain number of credits. These plans reduce the risk of market volatility and tuition increases. However, they are often less flexible and may only cover tuition, not other expenses like room and board. Many states only offer one type or the other. Some states offer both, allowing families a broader choice that matches their risk tolerance and financial goals. Choosing a 529 plan involves several considerations. You do not have to invest in your own state's plan. You can choose any state's plan. This is important if your state does not offer a state income tax deduction, or if another state's plan has better investment options or lower fees. For instance, some popular plans are offered by Nevada, Utah, and Virginia, often lauded for their low costs and diverse portfolios. The average annual fees for 529 plans typically range from 0.18% to 0.48% of assets under management. However, some advisors sold plans can have much higher fees, potentially exceeding 1%. These higher fees can erode investment returns over time. It is crucial to compare plans based on fees, investment options, and past performance. A difference of even 0.2% in annual fees on a $100,000 balance can amount to $200 a year or $3,600 over 18 years. This is a considerable sum that directly impacts your child's education fund total over their academic career. When setting up a plan, you designate an account owner and a beneficiary. The account owner maintains control over the assets. They decide when withdrawals are made and for what purpose. They can change the beneficiary or even reclaim the funds if needed. This control is a major advantage compared to other college savings vehicles where funds might irrevocably belong to the child. However, if the account owner reclaims the funds for a non-qualified expense, it will trigger income tax on earnings and the 10% federal penalty. This is a protective measure against misuse. The maximum contribution limits for 529 plans are generally very high, often exceeding $500,000 per beneficiary across all plans in a given state. These limits are not annual, but rather overall limits for the total balance in the account. For example, New York's maximum contribution limit is $520,000. This high limit ensures virtually no family will bump up against it, even with aggressive savings for multiple children. Saving early is paramount. Starting to save when a child is born allows for 18 years of compounding growth. Even small regular contributions can accumulate into a substantial sum. For example, contributing $250 a month from birth until age 18 at a 6% annual return could result in approximately $100,000 saved. Waiting until a child is 10 years old means only 8 years of growth and significantly less total accumulation, even with the same monthly contribution. The magic of compound interest truly shines here. A monthly contribution of $100 starting at birth could yield over $40,000. This simple math highlights the power of time and consistency. Delaying savings by just 5 years can slash the final value by 25% or more. This is a direct consequence of lost compounding periods, which cannot be recovered once lost. Remember, there are no income restrictions for contributing to a 529 plan, unlike some other tax-advantaged accounts. Anyone can contribute, regardless of their adjusted gross income. This makes them accessible to nearly everyone. Also, multiple people can contribute to the same beneficiary's 529 plan. Grandparents, other relatives, and even friends can contribute. Many plans offer a gifting portal to make it easy for others to contribute directly. This is a great way to encourage broader family participation in college savings. Some families even use 529 plans instead of traditional gifts for birthdays or holidays. Imagine giving the gift of a debt-free education, a truly priceless present for a young person's future that keeps giving for years and years. Understanding the tax implications of 529 plans is essential for effective financial planning for education. These plans offer robust federal and state tax advantages that can significantly reduce the overall cost of higher education. From tax-free growth and withdrawals for qualified expenses to state income tax deductions and generous gift and estate tax advantages, these plans empower families. The flexibility to change beneficiaries' rollover funds and cover a broad array of educational costs, including K through 12, tuition, and student loan repayment, further solidifies their value. With the new Roth IRA rollover option, it offers even more peace of mind regarding unused funds. Maximizing these benefits requires informed choices, early savings, and regular review. The financial impact over 18 years of saving can genuinely reshape a child's future, reducing the burden of student debt and making higher education more accessible. It is one of the most powerful financial instruments available for parents and grandparents today, offering unparalleled tax relief for education. It has become an indispensable part of comprehensive financial planning for anyone considering future education costs. Millions of families rely on these plans to secure a brighter educational future by saving billions of dollars collectively and building strong foundations for generations. The flexibility extends to the types of higher education. Eligible educational institutions include virtually all accredited public and private colleges, universities, and graduate schools. This covers 2-year community colleges, 4-year universities, and postgraduate programs like medical or law school. Even some international schools are included if they are eligible to participate in federal student aid programs. This broad eligibility ensures that no matter where a student chooses to pursue higher education, their 529 funds can likely be used. The government designed these plans to be widely applicable to a vast array of learning institutions, globally offering a safety net for varied academic pursuits and career paths. Navigating the various state plans can seem daunting at first. However, online resources and financial advisors can help. Websites like College Savings Plans Network or savingforcollege.com provide comparisons of plans across different states. They detail fees, investment options, and state-specific tax benefits. This information empowers families to make informed decisions. It is not just about picking the nearest plan, it is about picking the best plan for your family's financial situation. Some plans are direct sold, meaning you buy directly from the state treasurer or plan administrator. Others are advisor sold, meaning you purchase them through a financial advisor who may charge additional fees. Direct sold plans generally have lower fees, making them more attractive for cost-conscious investors seeking maximum returns over the long term. The control factor is a subtle but important benefit. As the account owner, you retain ownership of the assets. The beneficiary has no legal claim to the money. This means if a child decides not to attend college or pursues a path that does not require higher education, the parents are not locked into giving them the funds. They can redirect the money to another child or even reclaim it, accepting the tax consequences. This control provides peace of mind. Without this control, many parents might be hesitant to commit large sums to a child's education fund. It mitigates the risk of funds being used for non-educational purposes by the child, which is a significant psychological advantage for contributors. This protects family wealth and ensures its intended use for future generations. And what about alternative uses for the funds if college plans change? Beyond the Roth IRA rollover option, the expanded qualified expenses offer more avenues. For example, if a beneficiary attends a trade school that offers apprenticeship programs, the 529 funds can now be used for apprenticeship program expenses, including fees, books, supplies, and equipment. This covers a wide range of vocational training from welding to plumbing to medical technician programs. Furthermore, up to $10,000 in 529 funds can be used to pay off student loans for the beneficiary or their siblings over their lifetime. This is a game changer for students who might take out some loans even with a 529 plan. It helps reduce their debt burden after graduation by a considerable amount, freeing up their future earnings and financial choices. This feature alone can save thousands in interest payments and offers critical post-graduation support. Consider the potential for estate planning. Wealthy individuals or grandparents can make significant contributions to 529 plans leveraging the 5-year gift tax election. This moves assets out of their estate, immediately reducing potential estate taxes upon their death. It is a powerful tool for intergenerational wealth transfer focused on education. An $85,000 contribution made today effectively removes that $85,000 plus all future earnings from the donor's estate, potentially saving tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in estate taxes. This benefit is often overlooked by families focusing solely on income tax advantages. The dual benefit of income tax savings and estate tax planning makes these plans extraordinary for comprehensive financial strategy. This is a smart move for high net worth individuals seeking tax efficient wealth distribution. The financial implications of ignoring these benefits can be substantial. If a family saves for college in a regular taxable brokerage account, they would pay federal and potentially state income tax on all interest, dividends, and capital gains every year as they accrue. This significantly reduces the total amount of money available for education. For example, if an investment portfolio earns 5% annually and is in a 15% capital gains tax bracket, the effective annual return is reduced to 4.25% after taxes. Over 18 years, this seemingly small difference compounds into tens of thousands of dollars less for college. This loss of growth directly impacts how much tuition or other expenses the fund can cover. The 529 plan structure completely avoids this, drag maximizing the power of compound interest to its fullest extent. This protection from taxation accelerates savings dramatically and safeguards future educational opportunities. The process of choosing and managing a 529 plan does require some due diligence. You must understand the investment options available. Some plans offer a wide range of mutual funds and exchange-traded funds. Others might have more limited choices. It is important to match the investment strategy to your risk tolerance and the beneficiary's age. An age-based portfolio is often a good default option for most families, as it automatically de-risks the portfolio over time. However, hands-on investors might prefer to select their own funds. Reviewing performance and fees annually is a good practice. Many plans allow online access to statements and performance data, making monitoring relatively simple. Regular monitoring ensures the plan remains aligned with your goals and that you are not missing out on better options or new features. The legal framework supporting 529 plans is robust, ensuring their long-term viability. They are regulated by the Internal Revenue Service and state agencies. This oversight provides security and confidence to investors. It is not a new or experimental program. It has been refined and expanded over more than 25 years. Each state has an official statement or offering circular for their plan, which details all the terms, conditions, and risks. Reading this document is advisable before making a significant investment. This transparency is a hallmark of a well-regulated financial product, offering peace of mind to millions of savers. These plans are here to stay and continue to evolve, providing continuous value for education funding for years to come, securing educational dreams nationwide.